people, enemies of the church, have used these few examples and exaggerated them and then invented lies and so forth for centuries. Folks, you know what? There's nothing new here, and I would just like to declare right now for all of our listeners, folks, the Catholic Church has faced down emperors of Rome. We have faced down Nero, who declared he would destroy the church. And what did he do? He killed St. Paul, his head cut off. He crucified Peter upside down in the Neronian persecutions. He declared he would destroy the church. The Roman emperors said, we will destroy the church, and there were two ways they were going to do it. And how is that? Number one, they're going to cut the head off. They were going to kill the popes, kill the bishops of Rome. In other words, they understood who the head of the church was, the Bishop of Rome. You kill the Bishop of Rome, you can destroy the church. But you know what they found out? What Nero found out. Yeah, you kill Peter, crucify him, and guess what? Linus pops up right after him. And then when Roman emperors continued from Trajan to Diocletian in the first several hundred years of Christianity to destroy the church, and there were times when they came after the church. In fact, we know that 33 popes were martyred for the faith. Now, of course, not all of those in the first 300 years. I believe the last Pope martyr was in the 6th century, Pope Martin I. But nevertheless, 33 martyrs, popes martyred left and right. I'm sure there wasn't a long line of people waiting in line to become the next pope. You knew, man, when you became pope, you had a target on your head because the Roman Empire wanted to destroy the church. And another way that they did it was by destroying the scriptures. They knew you've got the pope, that is the magisterium, and the scriptures, and if we can destroy them, we can destroy the church. Well, guess what, folks? They can kill popes, they can destroy manuscripts, but the church isn't going anywhere. We faced down, in fact, Diocletian in the early 300s when his persecution was raging. It is said, in fact, not only his, but Trajan, Nero, at times there were so many Catholics being put to death that hillsides looked like forests because of the number of faithful Catholics being put to death for the faith. And when the time looked darkest, when it looked absolutely darkest, at the time of Diocletian in the early 300s, when so many priests, faithful Catholics, were being put to death, it looked as though the Romans would win. It was only a few years later that Constantine the Great would issue the Edict of Toleration, when he had a vision from God of the cross. In this sign you will conquer. And the empire, within just 60 or 70 years, would be Christianized. From the Roman emperors who said they would destroy the church, to Attila the Huns, the barbarians from the north, to the Napoleons, to the Adolf Hitlers and Stalin, if you'll recall. I believe it was Stalin who said, the Pope, who is he? How many divisions does he have? Well, guess what, folks? Nero is dead. Trajan is dead. Diocletian is dead. Napoleon is done. Attila the Hun. The barbarians are history. We converted most of them. Hitler is dead. Stalin is dead. But Pope John Paul II is alive and well. The Catholic Church is alive and well. And we're not going anywhere because Jesus said in Matthew 16:18, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. There is no power of Satan. There is no power on this earth that has the power to destroy the church. You and I can rest in that. We can relish in that. And I believe we are going through a time right now of purification. And all of these problems and such, for those who say that, the Pope hasn't responded, the Pope hasn't done